how's it going? Coming to you from the last week in Paris, which I'm heartbroken to say. You got the girls milling about. Good morning. I cannot believe it's our last week. We are very sad. I'm not ready to go back to New York, but we'll dive into that more later in this vlog. I feel like this past 5 weeks have been a lot more formative than I realized. Coming to this, I was like, I'm just gonna have a fun little trip with friends, but I feel like we've all like honestly learned a lot, processed a lot of things going on in our life otherwise. So it's just been a very beautiful trip. It's been super fun, full of so much joy and friendships. Anyways, we have a few days left here in Paris. Also, stay tuned because at the end of the vlog, I'm gonna get the gals and we'll come and we'll sit down together and we'll chat more about our experience and talk about tips, how we did it, the whole deal. It's also almost the end of the year. It feels like there's a lot of crazy shifts, but alas, here we are. It's a gorgeous day today. We got really lucky with some really beautiful weather. That's supposed to be like today and the next few days before we fly out. So let's go out into the sunshine.
I used to be high every time, but it comes back eventually. I may tell you that I'm fine, and it'll be my only saying. Once or twice a day I see, once or twice a day I see.
Hello from the Seine. We're just having a little journaling session. Gabi's journaling, but it's nice just to like take a hour or two this morning and kind of just like think back on a little bit of the trip and just enjoy the sunshine together. Got some fun prints I'm excited to hang up in my room. I got them from along those little like green like stands that are up along the Seine. I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit longer and soak it in.
Maybe if I tell you that I love you, if I tell you that I love you, maybe if I wish that you were mine, if I wish that you were
We escaped the work zone. We're going to Le Petit Bouillon, something like that. Apparently it's really good and they have good French prices.
We're like ready tonight to order as many things on the menu.
We're going all in.
We're going all out tonight. Oh my god, we just had the
Guys.
best meal in Paris.
Sleepy food, come on, like put me to bed.
Steak free?
Confit du canard duck.
We had this incredible,
literally so
was it
good.
truffle and mushroom pasta?
Yeah, and then we had a, what is it, profiterole? Profiterole?
Profiterole.
Profiterole is the best thing we've ever had. You will not guess how much we paid for both of us.
Guess, everyone.
Guess, okay, guess.
We'll give you 5 seconds.
Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. 56 euros!
Woohoo!
23 euros each. I've never had such a good meal for such a cheap price.
That's truly often the price of like one meal in New York.
Oh my god, that's like 2 coffees. 2 coffees with almond milk.
We also had wine. We forgot to include that.
We had a whole carafe of wine for 8 euros. Also, wine's just so cheap in general. Where are we going?
I have no, we're in like the sketchy part of
I don't like it. Let's go back. I'm scared. Wine is so cheap in Paris in general, but especially here. Especially that spot.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
Truly
so
the best.
good.
You guys have to go. What time is it? 10:33 and we have to go back to work. We're gonna work for like 2 more hours and then see you in the morning.
But if you'll only hold me tight, home I'll be warm. Long as you love me, so let it snow.
morning. Christmas time. It's Christmas in the apartment. And Hanukkah. Yeah, Christmas. Christmas for our Jewish cow. About to go to Musée d'Orsay. Let's go. We've been strolling through the Marais and now at Place de Vosges area to have a little sit. It's beautiful. Definitely come here if you're in this part of Paris to read a book, have a cup of coffee. It's gorgeous.
3, 4.
Gabi!
Ah! Oh, another beautiful day.
I'm so hungry.
Yes, let's take it.
Should we go eat?
Food, food, food.
How you stopped needing me when he came along.
I want some Elena Hammer shit.
Got the goods. Do you know the channel like Ali Abdullah?
No.
Okay. But he just reached so much.
Just stopped and walked away.
Look who we got. It's Damon Dominique.
And I bring you to the best part in Paris.
Ah.
The best spot, the public toilet. Have you done this?
I haven't, but it's good to know in a moment.
Come on, get in there now. Let's go. That's a rite of passage, you know. You have to do that before you leave or in between the cars. Sorry, this is not the direction you probably wanted this to go.
Greetings from Paris. I'm with the Paris extraordinaire.
The mayor.
The mayor.
Have you been enjoying your time?
It's
You
been
seem
beautiful.
like, y'all, this girl is out more than I am. Like, I'm watching your Instagram story like, wait, where's that? I'm clicking like, literally, where are these places?
We got some cute books, so it's a beautiful day in Paris.
52 books a year, baby.
Hello, I'm back. Wearing the same sweater I always wear because I didn't pack enough on this trip. Just had the loveliest little morning with Damon. Went and got coffee and breakfast with him, and then we popped it into Shakespeare & Co., which is like the iconic English bookstore right along the Seine near the Notre Dame. I got a few. They're all so small. I'm like 5 books away from my goal, 52 books this year. And you know, the goal is maybe not the best because now I'm kind of forcing myself to pick short books so I can finish the goal in time. I'll make a whole video about that, about my thoughts on, you know, setting that kind of book goal for yourself because it's a bit limiting, but I'm excited about what I picked up. I've been wanting to read Elena for quite some time. It's called Traveling Love. I also have My Brilliant Friend at home that I've been meaning to read. I had a subscriber recommend this to me, I think on Instagram. So if you're watching, thank you. It's called 20 Lessons from the 20th Century. I'll read you a little blurb. History does not repeat, but it does instruct. European history shows that societies can break, democracies can fall, ethics can collapse, and ordinary people can find themselves in unimaginable circumstances, etc., etc. I think this came out in like 2017, so I'm assuming this has to do with Trump era. We shall see. It's got that fun little Shakespeare & Co. stamp. And then lastly, I got Shah of Shahs by Kapuscinski, which I might be saying that wrong. It's about the Iranian Revolution. I love reading about Middle Eastern history, and I am Iranian myself, so especially Iranian history, very intrigued by that part of the world. So, oh god, 3 different books. I guess 2 of them are quite political, which will be interesting to read. I love strolling around in bookstores for inspiration. Even if I don't buy them, even if you want to like just rent them to save money. Well, that's how I figure out a lot of my book recommendations is honestly just strolling through a bookstore for like an hour, picking up different books, reading the blurbs, going to different sections, maybe based off what I want to read about, what I want to learn. And it was so lovely to see Damon as usual. I've seen him a couple times on this trip, which has been super fun. Get outside and make the most of the day. We figured we'd do a little like end of the trip chat to talk about how we did it, what we learned, what we do differently, because I've gotten so many questions. People have been like, I want to do the same, how did you do it? It was easier than you think, but it did not come without challenges. It also did take a lot of time and planning. So I've got some questions for you ladies.
Okay.
I feel like a little panel interview.
We're ready.
Okay, let's first talk about how we did it.
Well, I feel like we'd always wanted to do a long trip together. Ashley and I lived together and our lease was up. The real estate market in New York was not good, so suddenly we had this like pocket of time. We didn't have to pay double rent and we were like, why don't we do a trip somewhere?
Yeah, so we really made the best of a really challenging
Yeah.
situation in New York and just turned it upside down, and we were like, well, all of our schedules align. It took a lot of energy, especially because Gabi and I do not work for ourselves full time, so to make this work for our jobs as well as coordinating with Elena's schedule, we got really lucky that this window opened up. We just figured now is the time, when else will this happen?
If you've seen the other vlogs, then you probably know we all have been working like 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. so Eastern Standard Time while in France, Monday through Friday. So it hasn't been us just like luxuriously wandering the streets of Paris all day. It's like we've had to do a lot of work while here. I mean, if you're working remotely and like you can find an opportune time with your friends and you're in like the financial position or have a job that would allow you to do so, like do it. Because we figured like life's gonna get crazy. They're about to they signed a new lease while being here. Like, you know, if people get in serious relationships or jobs take them somewhere else or go back in office, like just this window of time felt very, very special and rare, and we're like, we have to do it while we can. Now let's talk about tips. I feel like the first tip that comes to mind for me, if you're looking to do the same, is definitely book at least monthly if you can. I personally am not renting through Airbnb, but I have in the past, and you get really big discounts when you book for more than a month.
A big tip for me, be like very intentional about who you're traveling with. The 3 of us had all traveled together before, so we knew we had like similar lifestyles, wanted to do similar things, and that made the trip so much better because there was no issues with like how we wanted to spend our time or spend our money or anything like that.
Another thing for me with the weird work schedule was prior to coming here, I had never romanticized what it would be like. I really took a hard look at how the hours would pan out in our time here, and I knew that it was going to be somewhat difficult, but we knew that was the reality coming into it. Definitely wouldn't recommend doing for more than a few months at a time because you'll get a little burnt out. It is hard, but it was so beyond worth it.
I think a big thing as well is to make sure that if you are traveling for an extended period of time, to set yourself a routine just so you have some structure. Like each morning here, we've kind of all had our own like little personal routines that have really kept us feeling very grounded and not too exhausted. And
is there anything you feel like you guys have learned from these trips?
I didn't realize how much living in New York had made me feel like I need to constantly be busy and constantly be like moving at lightning speed with everything I do. Like we were even joking when we first arrived, we noticed we were like overtaking people on the sidewalk, just like walking so quickly.
New York
and we weren't going anywhere. We're like just sightseeing, and it's like, oh my gosh, we just need to like slow down. Like I really want to take back to New York is just like being so much more intentional with like how I spend my time. I don't need to be busy all the time.
I would say for me it's the concept of you don't live to work, you work to live and enjoy your life here, and just like removing work from your sole identity has been very refreshing.
Before coming here, I worked like extra hours in October so I could work a few less hours this month in general. And I feel like normally if I were to do something like that, I would just fill it up with more work. But I think for one, being in a unique place where I want to explore has helped me slow down. But then also I think just like the culture of France in general encourages you more to like live your life and enjoy those slow moments rather than just filling it with like more productivity. But definitely put yourself out there to like meet new people. I feel like we all reached out to friends of friends and like they connected us with people, and like we met some really cool local Parisians, friends from the internet, or you know, use those dating apps. You might meet someone special. Not gonna play any hands. But there's hope out there. Parisian men are very romantic from what I've heard. Cannot speak from experience, but there's some good stories that have been circulating behind the scenes.
Is someone blushing?
Well, I guess our first night,
stories?
we met up with like a friend of a friend super last minute and then ended up at like this very cool party under a bridge. Like those types of experiences, I was like, do over the plot. I love to like collect unique experiences, and I feel like there was a lot of those.
A lot of unexpected
We're just
surprises.
like, what are we doing
so
right now?
Just saying yes a lot and pushing ourselves in a healthy way to go out much later than we would normally and just being a little adventurous.
But it's just been the most incredible trip. If you're like thinking about doing a trip with your friends, like cannot recommend it enough. This has been like
save up, make it happen.
Do everything you can to pull it off.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bisous. Bisous. Bye.